The House of Salvation. Elias walked along the bustling city streets, his shoulders hunched against both the cold wind and the weight of his mistakes. Years of poor choices had left him with nothing but regret and a gnawing emptiness he couldn't name. He was like a homeless person without shelter, exposed to every storm. One evening, as he sat on a park bench watching families pass by, an elderly woman named Martha approached him. She didn't offer money or food, but simply sat beside him. "You look lost, son," she said gently. Elias scoffed. "Aren't we all?" Martha smiled knowingly. "Some more than others. A homeless person needs a house. A sick person needs healing. But you need something more fundamental. You need salvation." "Salvation?" Elias asked, skeptical. "Like being rescued? Like being given a foundation to build upon?" Martha replied, "Let me tell you about houses." Martha began to weave a tale that would change Elias's understanding forever. "A house begins with a foundation," she explained, "the most crucial part. Some build on sand, which shifts with every storm. Others on clay, which expands and contracts with the seasons. But the wise builder chooses rock, solid, unchanging. Salvation is that rock foundation in your life. It's the decision to build on something eternal rather than the shifting sands of circumstance." Elias found himself listening intently. "After the foundation come the walls," Martha continued. "Walls give structure and protection. In spiritual terms, these are your boundaries and beliefs, things that define who you are and what you stand for. Without walls, you're exposed to every destructive influence." She went on to describe partitions, the rooms within the house. Partitions create different spaces for different purposes. In your spiritual house, these are the various aspects of your life, your relationships, your work, your personal growth. Each needs its own space, but all connect within the same structure. "The roof," she said, "is your covering of faith. It protects you from the harsh elements of doubt and despair. And just as a roof must be maintained, so must your faith be nurtured." Martha's eyes twinkled as she described doors and windows. Doors represent your choices, what you allow in and what you keep out. Windows are your perspective on the world, letting in light while still maintaining protection. Elias had never thought of his life this way before. "Every house is tested," Martha added solemnly. "Storms come, winds blow, floods rise. A house built on sand will collapse. One on rock may shake but will stand. Your spiritual house will face tests too. Trials, temptations, hardships. These reveal the strength of your foundation." She described the interior of the house, furnishings that make it a home. "The table is where you take spiritual nourishment. The chair is where you rest in your beliefs. The bed represents your peace and security. These are the comforts that come with a well-built spiritual life. Most houses have designated areas," Martha explained. "The sitting room is where you welcome others, your hospitality and fellowship. The bedroom is your private space with God, your intimate relationship. The kitchen is where you prepare spiritual food for yourself and others." As she spoke, Elias felt something stirring within him, a desire to build such a house for himself. "When a person is saved, they become like the house," Martha concluded. "They go from being exposed and vulnerable to having structure, purpose, and protection. From homelessness to having a home, not just a physical dwelling, but a spiritual one." That night, Elias made a decision. He would build his house on the rock of salvation. The process wasn't easy. Laying the foundation meant confronting his past and making amends. Building walls required establishing new boundaries and beliefs. Installing partitions meant organizing his life into healthy, purposeful sections. There were days when the construction halted due to storms of doubt or setbacks, but gradually, Elias's spiritual house took shape. He learned the importance of a strong foundation when temptations came. He appreciated the protection of his walls when criticism surrounded him. He valued the different spaces in his life when balancing relationships, work, and personal growth. Years later, Elias sat on that same park bench. But he was a different man. The emptiness had been replaced by peace, the chaos by purpose. When a young man sat beside him, shoulders hunched against both cold wind and inner turmoil, Elias knew exactly what to say. "You look lost," he began gently. "Let me tell you about houses.